Hello everyone and welcome to Battle of the Beasts All Generation episode number 5. I got two more beasts here for you and both of them are the purple covers as well. So with these beasts, both of them I'm not a big fan of, but this seems like a rather chaotic battle that could happen here. I have a rough idea which one could win this fight as well. However, I'm not 100% sure it would win. But with that, let's introduce the competitors so you have a rough idea who I'm talking about. So, representing Series 6, The World of Chaos, Book number 5, Terra, Curse of the Forest. And, representing Series 8, The Pirate King, Book number 6, Bloodboar, The Buried Doom. So both of these beasts are, of course, with the purple covers, as I said. Now, this seems to be a battle which is going to be rather interesting because I don't know who can win, but I think I know who can win. I should also say that this recording session, I'm going to do, episode 5 up to as much as I can because I have no idea when I'm no longer going to be home alone. And because I like to do these videos when I'm home alone, I would obviously need time to myself. But if I am able to get the full time to do all these videos whilst I'm home alone, then I could do up to episode 10, which is good, and I got the next few days of Battle of the Beasts done, which is good. However, if I don't, then hopefully this one and episode 6 I could do at least. But with that, let's get to the stats.
Terra, Curse of the Forest. The people of Caonia have long told stories of a monstrous tree with the power to move through the forest. This is Terra. The beast is covered in bark and moss like a tree trunk indeed. He looks so much like a tree that many don't realize the danger they face until it's too late. When he attacks, his terrifying eyes emerge from beneath the bark and he reveals teeth-like vicious splinters. He uses his branches to squeeze the life out of his victims. Now onto the stats. Camouflage, wood encasing that traps the enemies in wood. Thick wood survives axes and arrows. Regeneration, which can grow branches. Mobility, with roots acting as spider-like legs. Constricting, wrapping his branches/vines, coiling the enemies. Now let's see how he does in the tournament.
Bloodboar, the Buried Doom. Bloodboar is covered in plates of thick, watery hide as tough as any armor. He towers over people, but moves surprisingly quickly on short, powerful legs. If you're not crushed beneath his pounding hooves, you'll have to contend with his jutting yellow tusks. They're strong enough to rip houses to pieces with a shake of his beast head. So, now onto his awesome stats. Of course, he can burrow underground. Sharp tusks enhance strength, armored suit that can deflect any weapon, and not forgetting his high intelligence, proving one deadly opponent in the tournament.
3, 2, 1!
Terra versus Bloodboar. With that being said, let's get into this fight. The battleground for these two will probably be a forest. And I'm saying that because both of these beasts can do relatively well in the forest. As both the chamber doors open, Bloodboar pounds out into the foresty arena, looking around for his victim. But he can't seem to find anything. Meanwhile, Terra just lurks his way out as silently as he can. And he comes into a group of trees and just stands there very still, closing his eyes, shutting his mouth so he can't be seen. Bloodboar makes his way towards the centre of the arena, looking around very carefully. Every tree that is in his way, he just knocks away with one swing of his head, knocking it straight into the arena wall, or, God forbid, over the arena wall. Terra, realising that if Bloodboar goes up to him, he's going to get knocked to the side. So what Terra does is that he implants his roots deep into the ground And he seems to find a boulder right underneath it, so he wraps his roots around it. So if Bloodboar is to knock him aside, he would have to pull out a boulder from underneath, which would probably could be used to hit Bloodboar. Bloodboar gets tired of trying to wait for his opponent to appear, because he doesn't know who his opponent is. He just knows he's killing someone today. So what Bloodboar does, he goes into stampede mode and charges around the arena, knocking all trees aside, breaking them in half. Terra gets a bit nervous for his own health and safety until Bloodboar comes up to him, and what Bloodboar does is that he uses his head and just swings it aside, but the tree stays still. Bloodboar notices this and goes to hit it again, but it doesn't get knocked aside, it just moves a bit. Bloodboar realises that there must be something holding the tree in place. So what he does, he burrows underground and sees a boulder right there where he uses his head and just smashes right through it and forces himself back up, uprooting Terra and going to knock him aside. But Terra uses his roots and wraps it around Bloodboar. Bloodboar realises his opponent is a tree. And Bloodboar is using his thought process to say to Terra, say, you're barking up the wrong tree here. You are going to be uprooted and you're going to leave me alone. I am sorry for this. This is really funny to me. Terra has used his claw-like roots to go into Bloodboar, making his way underneath Bloodboar's armour. And just penetrating his soft flesh underneath his armour. Bloodboar, feeling the pain, is using the arena to smash Terra off of him. Terra is letting out a loud, ferocious screech that Bloodboar is getting highly irritated by. Bloodboar buries himself underground and starts making his way around, having a bunch of dirt hit Terra repeatedly in the face. So many times. However, Terra still stays rooted there because the roots that are now deep inside of Bloodboar. Bloodboar realises that if he's going to get Terra off him, he needs to crush him. So what he does is he comes out from underground and charges right into the arena wall, breaking it, and a bunch of the rocks just fall down on top of Terra. They all hit Terra repeatedly over and over and over and over again. Terra's getting quite a beating here, and Bloodboar, what he does is he smashes Terra against another tree, which is still standing, and Terra finally releases his grip. Terra falls off of Bloodboar. Bloodboar turns round, and using the power of his tusks, he scoops up Terra and smashes him into another side of the arena wall, and then leaves him there lying down very weakly trying to get up, and Bloodboar charges up towards him after going from one side of the arena, stampeding towards him now. Terra, realising the only thing he can do is use his brain against Bloodboar, or use Bloodboar's weight against him. So what he does is he uses his claws and just swipes towards Bloodboar's legs, in which Bloodboar trips up. But because of the momentum, Bloodboar just skids along the ground, and using his tusk, he impales Terra in the stomach. Terra screeches in pain, and using his claws, he stabs at Bloodboar's eyes, just gouging them out. Bloodboar, squealing in pain, using both his tusks, impales Terra in the stomach and face, and then just smashing him everywhere he can. Chips of bark is falling off of Terra. Terra uses his claws to peel off Bloodboar's armour and just biting and scratching at him there. And it comes down to Bloodboar buried himself underground and just using Terra as like a dirt shovel kind of thing. Or a plough. And just ploughing the dirt through Terra. Coming across a rather big boulder, which Bloodboar forces Terra up against, and the boulder's actually resisting, and Terra's feeling the brunt of the pain here, to the point where Bloodboar just charges right up to him and smashes the boulder in half, but also smashes Terra as well. Bloodboar emerges out from underground and makes his way back to his chamber, satisfied with his victory. So sorry if I sounded like I had to catch my breath there. I got a bit bunged up when describing that. So after I end this, I will need to try and clear my throat. But with that, Bloodboar has won, Terra has lost. If you think Terra should have won, please leave in the comments below why you think that. However, my word's final and Bloodboar is going on to round 2. Now, I gave Bloodboar the victory because his high intelligence and his high power, being 350, is the main reason why he won. But also the fact that even if he's in a forest and Terra can camouflage, Bloodboar will eventually get the idea to just destroy the forest. And that's exactly what he did. It would have got to the point where there was nowhere for Terra to hide. And his abilities can be good. It won't be enough to withstand the strong power and high intelligence of Bloodboar. So that Terra has lost, and he's going on to, well, nowhere further in the tournament. Bloodboar, however, is going on to round 2. But with that being said, that's all for this time. If you like what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, press the little notification bell in the corner below, and I'll see you next time.